All right. Healthy scratches, May 16th. We have a little bit of a different roster today. Frankie barely back in action.
Yeah, it may look a little different, but I mean, we still got a chick on the squad, so.
That's all. I get it.
Yeah.
He's talking about himself. We got Biz back.
We had
second appearance, recurring guest at this point.
Good to see you guys. A little bit of a different staff, but I mean, hey, let's just have some fun, right?
So
Love it.
walking billboard over here, or what? We doing free ads, or what's?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard. I had a documentary come out this week.
No way.
Yeah, I don't. You might follow me on Twitter, but Warrior sponsored it, and as well as New Balance. It's like a sister company. All these companies are like collabing and stuff.
Right.
Kind of like Amazon, how they just eat up everything.
You look great.
Yeah, that is. They are like aggregating everything.
I like the European soccer jersey look.
Little accent piece with this blazer. So
Nice.
the outfit really came
A little
together.
bit looser this
Now,
time.
if
too.
you were a healthy scratch in the NHL, is this an acceptable an outfit to wear up to the press box?
No. What I would usually stay down in the locker room in my gitch, as they call it, my undergarments. And sometimes I'll make my way over to the wives' lounge and grab some food during the period when they weren't there. I'd go sneak it away. And
Nice.
So I had a little system down pat. I wouldn't really spend too much time in the press box.
Yeah. So obviously RA as well. I didn't know if I had to do like a separate introduction, but RA's here as well. We got Capitals Lightning last night.
Yeah?
And the tide finally turned. I mean, we kind of saw it coming.
I'm pretty sure I predicted it on Barstool's Instagram yesterday. Sorry.
Well, you
shout out
did.
to
I
Liz.
actually saw that.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
Thank you, Frankie. Thank you. Yeah, Stamkos, I mean, that laser, I mean, what's the goalie going to do there? Hope he's been the best goalie, arguably, this playoffs. Stamkos goes far side, top shelf. I mean, hope he sort of gets in a position. There's no way to stop a shot like that, man.
And he's from like the bottom, like below the circles.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what are you supposed to do? And it's not even like the pass was like a great pass. It was just a straight. He's staring at him for like a second, just gives it to him.
Little taste of their own medicine. They've been seeing that with Ovi his entire career, right? So it's kind of nice to see it happen to them.
It's like a video game. You just put it in his bubble,
Love
it.
and you can one-time it. Even if it's on his backhand, it just gets off his tape.
I don't understand the degree of difficulty to put that shot where he did. Like, to me, everyone says like hitting a baseball is like the hardest thing in sports. You ever heard that?
Hitting a home run.
That's
Is,
what
an
baseball.
MLB,
That's what baseball players say.
You think it's harder than that?
hitting a home run is 100% the hardest thing in professional sports. Put any civilian on an ice rink in an NHL game, one might go off his ass in the
No,
net.
but like a Stamkos shot like that, I'm saying the amount of like he's like backing up. That
Yeah.
seems to me like I don't know.
Well, I think also turning on, like he's saying, turning on like a 100-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball. It's like
They
going
would
outside.
make us look silly up there.
And people say also hitting a golf ball is one of the hardest things to do.
I think the hardest thing in sports is dunking
says
when
that?
you're 6 feet
I
tall.
suck at golf.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yes, I would
only
agree.
because it's sitting there, it's not moving. You have every opportunity to hit
Yes.
the fucking thing, and the slightest thing you do, it goes left, it goes right, it doesn't go straight.
You could practice for a year straight with a golf coach, and you're going to learn how to hit a golf ball at least decent. You're never going to hit a home run on a major league pitcher ever. Doesn't matter how hard you try.
Especially me, I never even got out of the infield.
I couldn't hit for shit.
Yeah, I think that's why we opted for a sport on ice instead of baseball. What do you think as far as like in this series? Obviously, if Tampa wins this next game, it'd be every road team. Like, has home ice advantage kind of like gone away in the last like?
Well,
few
hasn't it
years?
really fell into the part of the team that's on the road that needs to win a game, right? It seems as though every single time they're there, they're fighting for, like Tampa needed to win that game. It's not as though they're going on the road with a lead, so it's like.
Yeah, but like even in the Capitals series, like they lose both on the road, or they win both on the road the first two games. It seems like it doesn't matter at all. Just like Winnipeg, Nashville, same thing.
I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, but Biz, like how much as a player, like do you think is there more pressure when you're at home because it's like these are games we're supposed to win?
I mean, I don't know. I think if you're looking into it that much, you're a mental midget, and you probably shouldn't be in that circumstance to begin with. If Caps end up dropping 2 in a row at home, oof, that's like this is probably their one last chance with that core group to get where they're at.
Yeah, and Brooks Orpik too last night with that clear was just, yikes. That was tough. Whiffs on it. I don't know, what do you say?
No, I was going to say, I think the only game where the home team really has the advantage anymore is Game 7. Obviously, it's a huge game because the stats
Nashville
are...
just lost Game 7 though.
Right, well,
At
we're
home.
just building up to something. But the home teams, I think they only win like 52 or 54% in the playoffs, which isn't a really huge advantage.
Really? Oh, that's a good stat, all right.
I
That's
didn't do a lot of prep work for this. This kind of came together late. But in home teams in Game 7s, the percentage goes up to like 70%. So, but what I'm saying is, prior to that, all games before Game 7, it doesn't seem like there's much of a home ice advantage. That's it. Game 7 there is, but the other games, it's a crapshoot.
It's more of a back against the wall type game, right? Tampa Bay's going into the opposing arena. They're down in the series, and they need to win a goddamn game. It's like if I'm a betting man, I pick on Tampa Bay last night. That's just like what.
I just think they had we saw it in the Boston series. They had that first game layover where they hadn't been playing, so they're out of wax. And when you're an offensive team like that, you need to be in rhythm. And it just seemed it took them two games to get going this time because they looked really good last night. And if they can continue that,
Yeah, I mean, also they beat the Ryan Whitney curse last night, which is something.
Which is funny because Dave faded him last night for like the first time all playoffs. He said he's going to be doing it. He's like, I'm finally going to fade Whitney.
Oh, I think that now's the wrong time.
And now he jumped on it, and now he's not. Now it's going to be in his head. It's like now the first game I faded him, I lost. Now do I get back on the Whitney train? Whitney's just going to keep picking favfavorites.
It's
That's all he does is he pick favorites.
He said he's getting hot. It's like, dude, you're 6-40. Like you can't be any colder.
He just picks favorites. You can't be someone that's picking games when you just pick a favorite.
What's worse though, like, I think chasing a guy who's losing is even worse. Right. Like, just pick your own team. I was never a guy who listened to other people anyways, but especially when a guy's like 4 for his last 60.
It's tough. It's just like, it's almost impressive.
The Pod's lost a lot of credibility recently, and we actually have to have a talk about that.
What was he, 0-4 last round too in the series?
Yeah, that was a real tough one.
It's like
RA was 3-1, I was 3-1, but Whit went 0-4. And he works for the NHL Network. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Played there too, didn't he?
Yesterday, I tried to get him on the radio. We had to ask him a question actually about this game. He gave his pick for this game, and he's like, "I'm on radio. I'm on TV. You ever heard of it?" That's a text message I get back from him.
He's confident.
No, wait, can you explain this television more to me?
I don't know. If I was on TV, I'd probably text you the same thing.
Oh yeah,
you are.
And Frankie, I hate to bring this up, but he kind of murdered you yesterday with the go get some crushed red pepper.
Yeah, I've been saying this. We were talking about it last night. He obviously has the upper hand in any argument, right? He's a fucking professional athlete. The guy's a millionaire. He plays golf every single day of his life. And I'm a pizza maker that's working for Barstool. And I'm like Dave's right-hand man. But when he acts as though these arguments on Twitter, he wins them because he has 110,000 more followers than me on Twitter.
That is
so
true.
he goes by like the likes on the responses. It's like, dude, if you do the percentages, I'm getting the same amount of shit as you. Like, what do you?
Wow, the percentage. I didn't think about
This guy's
that.
got a fucking algorithm.
I got the algorithm.
Who wins an argument?
Listen, and he goes after. He said, "I got
the analytics people in the office.
I got a feminine forehead. I know I got a feminine forehead. That's why we're probably gonna change it back. You got to add me.
See it.
Yeah, it's just like
It's the first time we've met, by the way.
It is the first time I met, but I got like
They call him. He's kind of a.
Feminine?
What is it? Androgynous?
It's very soft. I have very soft features. Like I have like people call me cute.
Dude,
It's not
hey,
good.
cute's better than ugly, bro. Who
And
cares?
that's the point I was about to make.
Yeah.
Ryan Whitney's an ugly dude.
You know how many dudes?
Ryan Whitney, listen, he's got money. He's a fucking ugly dude.
That's a good point. As a guy, I think I'd rather be called he looks rough than I look cute. I'd rather be rough than
I get called
cute.
boy more than I call man.
But in 30 years,
I don't think I've ever been called a man.
When you're 50 and you look 30, dude, it's
I'm not a man. I'm a boy still.
You're kind
You
of.
can act like a man.
I don't know. All I'm saying is, I understand the
That's
percentage
millennial.
argument is actually that's true. Like if you fight against,
It's
if
all-
I fight Biz, he's got to be.
Dude, it's a Twitter fingers type thing. He goes on.
Still though, man, I don't know. The way
Listen, it was a great response. A great response.
you're
get
my
crushed-
guy, Frankie. Go
Go get crushed red peppers. Like go get your fucking shine box. That's
Right.
and there is no coming back. I should have gotten shot in the fucking chest after that.
It's tough.
But like we said, the guy's got percentage. If we're gonna talk percentages, he's not that far ahead.
We're gonna have to start working in like a Corsi percentage for like Twitter responses or something.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we'll have to do that. Also, last night, the country of Qatar, which I'm assuming it's by like UAE.
So
or
explain
like
this because
Dubai or
I saw Nate blog
They
this.
paid
I missed this.
$100,000 per hour to keep the DC Metro open for people coming from the Caps game. I guess like Peter Bondra or something is like coaches of Qatar women's. I have no idea what's going on. There's some sort of weird thing.
Why did they do
But
this?
They're just big Capitals fans. They wanted people to be
Yeah.
able to stay at the game.
3 words. Follow the fucking money.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's getting a kickback somewhere.
The country of Qatar apparently paid, I guess, the Metro,
Yeah, like for the people
the
to stay
DC
there
Metro
longer.
to keep the lines running so that people could stay there longer and get home by.
Was there a lot of people from there at the game?
I have no.
That's
That's
a-
the thing
that's
that's
a such a
weird. Is they're
random-
just
Apparently
like
there's a
fans.
connection
There's
between
more to
Qatar.
this.
Right.
We
It's
know
like
it.
Bondra, I think, coaches some team. They have some sort of caps
Cameron,
like
I
connection.
doesn't know what the fuck's going on. I asked him. He gave me the, hey, you're on your own on that one, buddy.
Yeah,
don't
bottom
know
line
if
is,
it's really
bottom
known,
line is,
but-
yeah, it's weird to have a foreign country pay to keep a fucking major metropolitan transportation system open
know
for
what
an
that
hour.
is? That's a
And like I
flex.
said,
It's a
somebody's
flex. It
somebody's
is a
getting
flex.
money somewhere.
We got so
If-
much
if-
money, we'll keep you fucking
If
trains
journalism
running.
was doing their job, they'll
It's
find
like-
out who gets the kickback.
That's like
there.
their Uber home. They're just like, instead we'll just pay 100 racks, like just so I don't have to.
Not a
take
good,
the
especially
car.
in DC.
Yeah, it's a
sitting
bad, it's a
around.
bad look
They're
for
just sitting
DC
around like,
too.
how can we
Like, you know,
fuck
you
with
can't
the
pay
United
your
States?
transportation workers overtime. You know, you're gonna let a country pick it up. It's just
Bad look for our capital too.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
here's some money to keep
well,
your
actually,
trains
it's,
running.
it's
Yeah.
quintessential
Like it's
for
a-
our
like it's an
capital
Uber
because
receipt or
fucking
something.
money
Yeah,
runs
yes.
everything down there anyways.
We'll get
People-
you home, bitch.
People
Like,
getting their
we'll-
grease
there you
pounds.
go.
The thing to me though, that's like if the Middle East starts getting into hockey,
I don't want-
heavy
yeah.
like this.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't
look
think
at
we
look
will.
at
Oh,
some of the
super
like,
teams.
bro. Can you imagine like some of the
Jumbo jets. Each guy's got their
buildings?
own living room and playing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
Gold
no one does
faucets.
slave
You ain't-
labor better than the fucking Middle East, so they
No,
get
but
those
you
buildings
hire
built
Biz to
quick.
come play like 10 mil a year. They don't give a fuck.
Can't imagine
Like,
having
you
any
could hire
homegrown
some-
players on those teams though.
Bro, you could have a league there within like 2 years. You pay guys that oil money.
Oh,
like
they,
they
I mean,
could have.
did they pay to get the FIFA World Cup? They gave a.
That's the
Why
same
everyone
country.
at
It's in
FIFA?
Qatar, isn't it?
Yeah, just turn those football stadiums or soccer for you Americans.
Weren't you using like
hockey rinks.
Qatar as your reasoning for when we were talking about if you had $1 trillion to live in Ohio?
Oh,
No,
that was
it was
a great
Dubai.
question. That was a good question.
Oh,
It
it was
was
Dubai.
Dubai, though, but
you're
like-
saying you can essentially create whatever you want with this Middle Eastern
And
and like
they actually have the trillion.
You guys know how climate works, right? You can't. Like,
Yeah, but bro,
Okay,
they
the
gotta-
Ohio tweet.
yeah. So
Yes.
like, would you stay in Ohio with $1 trillion? You can never leave, or
You can never go to
you make
BC again.
$35,000 a year.
I know. I mean.
No, it's $35,000. You just get an extra. It's $100 a day, but it's not only that. You can still work. And
So you,
shit.
yeah, you can work.
So,
It's just
like, who
extra
cares?
money.
What was your answer? That's a great hypothetical.
Bro,
We
my
said you
answer-
take the $1 trillion any chance you get. You can just
No.
make. We were saying no matter where you want to go to BC, you can just make like all those fucking awesome
No,
places you were
can't,
going. Yes,
though.
you can.
Cannot
This
make.
is- yeah,
You
it's
watch
not-
the documentary. Look
I
at
did.
those
It was
drone
in the
shots.
mountains.
You can't make that in Ohio. No matter
Avatar was
what.
fiction, Frankie. Avatar was
Yeah, you
fiction.
can't make that. I would never. No amount of money.
Like you want to play Pebble Beach, I could just build Pebble Beach.
You can't though.
You
That's the
can.
thing.
You could build
Come.
something that's
Like, this
essentially
is said
the
too.
same.
Cowboy
as-
Stadium was
Would
$1
you put a
billion.
bubble over it?
Me
so you
field
could play it all
geography?
12 months
That's
of the year?
I would
impossible.
do that
Dude,
too.
it's-
I have $1 trillion.
Get ocean water, like
Yes.
bringing it. No, wow.
You
Can't
could
though.
build your
It's
house in
not
the
gonna
middle of the
Alright.
fucking Lake
We
Erie.
just ended up in that
and it would look
KFC
like the
radio
ocean.
episode. all of a
Yeah, but I
sudden.
mean, it's a good question. But either way,
Brace
if-
the bait, isn't that what they say around here?
that's
Yeah.
what part of my
The
take.
only reason I bring it up is
ESPN
because
wise.
that's like
Sorry,
something
wrong show.
Qatar could just like make their own fucking
But
NHL.
yeah, my point
Pay
is,
these guys
obviously
millions
this
and
is like a
millions of
weird case, but if they start dabbling in hockey, it could shift the landscape like pretty quickly.
USA
Because
versus
imagine-
Qatar in the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Legit.
know.
Yeah.
Qatar hosts the 2022 World Cup.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
they're
you.
they're coming. They're
Wow.
building
This
stadiums.
guy's a Swiss Army knife back there.
Yeah,
Just doing it all.
That's our stat team back there.
2022, is that what he said?
Yeah, 2022 World Cup.
World Cup.
So the precedent is set. Quick building, obviously slave labor, as you say, we don't condone that on the show.
Yeah, we
that what
don't.
they're doing
But
over
that's well, yeah. Go read everything they've built in the Middle East or in all those stadiums. Hundreds,
labor?
if not thousands, of people fucking died building them. They don't have OSHA over there. Let's just say that.
Jeez.
It's like they're building the fucking pyramids over there.
Yeah, pretty much. There's very much a lot
I
of
thought the
similarities
aliens
there.
built the pyramids.
It's to be debated.
Yeah.
Are we moving on to Winnipeg, Nash?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Anyways,
Or Winnipeg, Vegas?
so
too?
speaking of aliens, we got Big Buff coming back tonight. Obviously, they're. I mean, he's kind of a.
You know, I'm laughing. It was funny, yeah, because he's definitely a unique
So
player.
they're
We're not
in
used to people
Vegas.
laughing at things we say. We usually stop. We're like, what did you just say?
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, did I mispronounce it or something?
Funny how.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, what? Obviously, you were hot yesterday. You have a pick for tonight.
I'm going Vegas tonight, man. First game of the series back in Vegas. That's quickly become one of the top places to play in the league, I'd say. Just that the rabid fan base, everything going on in there, the pregame show. Because you can't go to a game in Vegas and sit there with Guns N' Roses on the Jumbotron drinking beers before. You need a spectacle, and they give you a fantastic spectacle. I think the crowd gets all jacked up, and the way they've played at home this year, I wouldn't be surprised if Marc-Andre Fleury gives up one goal less tonight. I see Vegas going up tonight.
Does the spectacle still apply in the playoffs? Like, isn't every team put on a spectacle during the playoffs? Like, if you go to Winnipeg, it's going to be the same experience to the fans.
But they do it in every game in the regular season. 'cause
Right.
Do they actually? Like, I didn't know, like, the
Oh, yeah.
nights and shit.
Some, yeah, whether it's like the robotic drummer-looking things coming out for the game.
They
They
do that
start
every
every
game.
game.
Yeah, it's like their little.
It's their whole shtick, yeah. I mean, but it's Vegas though. If you've been to Vegas, you have to like, even if it's cheesy or fake or goofy, you have to do something like that to keep people entertained.
I've been out of the show for 2 years. Did you get their takes on what Dave said? We had the huge argument if Vegas is a Vegas is a
we
fucking
talked about it a little
Yeah.
bit as far as expansion. Like, is it as good of a
extremely
story?
impressive for them to be where they're at.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah.
But
So the
the
salary
other
cap's
caveat
very low.
was the expansion draft much better than the last
Oh,
one in 2000.
it allowed them to have some success coming in. I think that every one of the teams just overachieved, and together they've
Right.
done a great job, including adding a great coach who got canned last year by Florida, which a lot of moves that other teams made in order to get Vegas assembled are leaving a lot of people scratching their heads.
Yeah, like I said too, the GM George McPhee, he deserves tons of credit. He, knew the rules of it, and he manipulated it perfectly to play it. I mean,
Right.
they didn't expect to get this far this
Although
year.
the Qatar deal just
What?
put my brain in a pretzel,
I agree with
which
you
is
so
weird.
much.
But hey,
He's-
but hey, he stepped up last
Yeah.
last game and
he has
scored the
one goal this playoffs for
Hey.
a first, a second, and a third.
Here's the thing, though: if he ends up contributing down the stretch here and they do win the cup, do you really care about that first, second, and third rounder?
Yeah, and
No,
they have a ton of picks.
But if you don't, then you're like, oh fuck, what do we do?
It's like the idiot fans who are like, oh, you wish you had Blake Wheeler now. It's like, dude, they traded.
No,
Bruins
but I'm
traded
not
him on
saying
a
for
cup.
that instance. To me, that team is such a scrappy, like they play like a hardworking, honest game. Tatar to me seems like such a perimeter, like I don't know. That could be inaccurate, but to me, he doesn't seem like their type of guy, and I don't know why they like add him to the roster when.
Well, it gives them a little depth up front, because if they do get any injuries, they've been pretty lucky so far in playoffs. Not too
Yeah.
many guys have gone down. Where he's a top guy that you can put in the top 6 forwards. Where like you can't just do that with someone who plays fourth line and expect him to contribute over
Yeah.
the course of a long series. He might be able to sustain that for a game, but you need a guy who can jump in that top 6 role.
And there's a question too for you. Obviously, working in Phoenix, like how far is that from Vegas? Pretty close, right?
Yeah, it's the battle of the desert. They
like-
smoked us all year.
Yeah, but as far as like free agents and stuff, Vegas has to start becoming like a
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
big. Like,
I
they're
mean,
a
they
good
live
team.
off the strip. They live in Red Rock, I believe, in that area, and it's beautiful. But transitioning to Winnipeg, I think we're going to learn a lot about them tonight and see how intimidated they are going into that building. I think them playing Nashville last series definitely helped them out as far as dealing with that type of atmosphere, which I mean, most away arenas in the NHL and playoffs are pretty wild.
Yeah.
They're going to get a new element tonight in Vegas.
But that's what I meant with you is like, all right, this element of the whole entire season of going into Vegas was something different for these NHL players, like going into an opposing arena during like a regular season game, game 40, and seeing the spectacle, all the fans are going nuts. You have fucking people flying from the ceiling. In the playoffs, I feel like every time you go into an opposing stadium, it's just going to be that. You're gonna have that
Catfish,
aura. You're gonna have,
alignment,
yeah,
drinking.
just like you're saying, Nashville
Yeah.
was going fucking nuts.
But I'm telling you, I've been in loud buildings this year in Vegas when we were doing I would do radio up in the press box. I couldn't even hear myself think. It is
That
so
much
loud.
different?
Well, they just crank the volume all
Right.
the way up where people are okay with that. You go to some other markets and it's just, maybe there's like an older fan base and you're in Canada and they're a little bit more traditional as far as their pregame routine and how they react during the course of a game. I mean, all right, you travel to Vancouver, like it's a fun place to watch a game, and they sell out, but they're not really that loud or into it.
It can get a little scary though when there's a riot and they have to lock down the building. But other than that, it was a great experience.
That was your one experience, actually.
Yeah, my 36 hours in Vancouver, I got to hold the Stanley Cup, drink beers with the players, and detour due to a riot. It was pretty adventurous evening.
RA does BC with a little bit
Yeah,
of a different.
yeah.
type
They
of
locked you in the
experience.
stadium.
Well, they basically they held up the media bus and said, it was because it had to take a circuit, a long route to go back and forth to the hotel. So I just sat there gassing beers with Jack Edwards and high-fived the Bruins as they went to their charter.
Unreal.
And went back to the hotel.
Apparently there was a story, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but a Boston fan, where there's an overpass by the rink, I don't know if he fell or was like being silly and dropped down, and then there was a rumor that a Canucks fan had actually chucked him over the ledge.
Yeah, I looked into that
Come
after you
on.
said it. I couldn't find
That night?
There was a rumor, same night, yeah.
I couldn't find an actual
Splat.
story on it, but it was definitely some internet.
Sounds like we need to
rumors
do
out
a Barstool documentary on
That
this.
sounds.
Send RA there, do some
mystery.
fucking
there.
investigating.
Oh yeah, I'll go. Send me anywhere.
Is Jack Edwards a bigger homer than you? Would you say?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
More than you?
Yeah, man. I mean, I was a season ticket holder. I made no bones about it. he's a a journalist, but all those announcers are homers, though. I mean, that's what they do. That's
He's
why they're home
probably
announcers.
the biggest one in my opinion.
Yeah,
No disrespect.
Yeah.
If I was
No,
a Browns
none,
fan, I'd
none
love
taken,
him,
man. He's definitely a homer. I mean, he says some outrageous things, and they're hilarious. But I enjoy him.
And finally, obviously, the documentary part 4 is out
unreal,
so
dude.
far.
You liked it?
Unbelievable.
They didn't just make you say that because you're a part of Barstool and you guys
No.
are trying to get the clicks?
No.
No, but who was you think the best actor out of all the players so far, out of parts 1 through 4?
Sam Reinhart was good.
Yep.
He was nice enough to go along with that shtick of it not being Jack Eichel
Yeah.
and me just kind of pigeon tossing him.
I'd say Weber's pretty good.
Weber was a natural. I was actually surprised at that because he doesn't really like the camera much, but he was nice enough to do that. Matt Irwin was probably the worst. He
I didn't
struggled.
think
but,
he was that bad. I mean, he seemed. I don't know.
well, I don't know. At the time I was working with him, he wasn't great. No offense, Matt. And then Tyson Berry was good. He helped us out with all of
Yeah.
episode 4, which I think is the strongest episode.
So tune in tomorrow, though. Still, though, episode 5. It's tough to sell episode 4 as the best one, and then
Well, actually, tomorrow we have McJesus in the finale.
wow.
Oh,
We'll
can
cut
we
that.
Cut that.
It's not live.
Tomorrow
So.
we
That's
have.
actually great promo. Because now
tomorrow-
No, just beep it. We'll just beep it.
we'll
Tomorrow
beep
we
it, and they're
have-
gonna wonder who it is.
And it's unreal. It's an unreal person.
That was actually really
Okay.
smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Biz
That
is
was-
like maybe playing
Yeah, so
chess
shut the
while we're
fuck
playing
up. That's my
checkers.
producer giving me shit because I'm hitting spoilers on healthy scratches.
Having
There it is.
having Shea Weber in your movie is like having 1975 Clint Eastwood in your movie. Like, just a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he
That
is
is-
a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, that's the show today. We
We're done?
appreciate you. Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, you got anything else to get off your chest?
Oh, that's wrong coach for this,
I was
man.
just starting to get warmed up. The hangover had left from last night at Tao.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
went
I
to
didn't-
Tower?
I
I
actually got rejected. I had shorts
I was in
on,
your
so-
city last night.
Oh, where'd you go last
We
night?
went to Bijou.
Fucking clubs. I'm all set. Give me sneakers in an Irish bar. I'm all set with fucking shoes.
Carabas
Really?
was that
I wouldn't
baseball
assume he was
tavern.
that type of guy. I thought
I'm
you were
not
more of a club guy.
No, I'm not club.
We
on
actually,
scale, fuck that.
we actually got a fine. Barstow's got to pay. Grinelli was all over the fucking couches in the VIP section, bouncing around and ruined some of the couch
Yeah,
cushions.
he thought he was back home at the greatest bar where he's allowed to do whatever he wants.
That's too bad. Well, yeah. If you have nothing else to get off your chest, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, I have lots to get off my chest, but I'm not going to do it right now, YP.
Any Simpsons takes? The Biz loves the Simpsons. We talk about that.
I'm more of a South Park guy.
Yeah, he thinks
Yeah,
South Park's bad. It's,
But you love when RA gives examples from the Simpsons. That's like,
Yeah,
I just don't get them.
yeah.
it's true.
They're not stupid. You just don't get them.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, thank
No,
you.
I got no Simpsons today, bro. I'm going to save them for the podcast.
All right. That's the show.